All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. This is taken at the 3. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw, Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they run.
And right away, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
3rd and long. It's Watson. And he's got him in. It's the former Titan, Jared Cook. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. A good rally to the football holds him to 2, and that brings up a 4th down. 4th down, so Trevor Daniel on to punt. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And down he'll go at the 25.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
1st down, Mariota. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3. 8-4-1, Mike.
To throw again on 2nd down, Mariota. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. 1st down, Titans, gain of 12.
Let's go!
A gain of 12. 1st down, Tennessee.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
They're not ready for this, man.
To throw, Mariota. It's caught, Humphries. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, grab that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Mariota to throw it. And he hits the running back, Dion Lewis. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 35. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The end result, 21 yards.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
3 down.
From the gun, Mariota. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. They moved the ball pretty well there on the opening drive. You think they're okay settling for 3?
I don't think they're happy about settling for 3, but I think you're exactly right with the word okay because they threw it well, they ran it well. Excellent balance for the first drive of the game.
That's it,
The Texans get for 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On 2nd down now, it's McCoy. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Now 3rd and 5.
This is it. 3T. Trap 55 to Mike. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Mike 55. Mike 55.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he goes out right around the 39. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Pick up the ball. Mike 55. Mike 55. Mike 54. Mike.
They'll try the air now with Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the play.
Texans 1st down. First and 10 at the 39.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now they'll try and run the sweep to McCoy. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
All right, here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get down and go.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. He gets it to Thomas. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Here's Watson. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy this time. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Watson now to throw. This for his running back, McCoy. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Check 50. Check 50. 4.
From the shotgun, it's a give to McCoy. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
Mike, check.
Out of the gun, Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. It's picked up by the Titans. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
2 times. Hey, you got 3 down.
After the penalty, it's Henry. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd and 9, Mariota. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. This is McCoy. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with McCoy. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
Here's the tap. Play T. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Hey, 31. Mark 59.
Now on 2nd and 13, Watson. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Harold Landry able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. On 3rd down, here's McCoy. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. He already has 2 sacks to his credit, now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a 2nd guy. Maybe you just out and out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible, because right now he is wrecking things for them.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
But he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
On third down, Mariota. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
Check 41.
On first and 10, here's Mariota. Sets up the screen to Lewis. And some room to work. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. To the air again, Mariota. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. It'll be a gain of 18 on the play, and it'll be a second down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Check. Check. Hot.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Verrett on the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On second down, it's Henry. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Mariota hands to Henry, and he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. On 2nd and 7, Mariota, the quick slant caught, and into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Corey Davis, his 4th touchdown on the year, and the Titans are able to extend their lead. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jeffrey Simmons in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Open man is Hansen. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. From the 50, it's Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. On first down, it's Watson. That'll be complete to Cook. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
One play has them up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. They'll stay with Lewis here on first down. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Where are they, team?
They'll run it again with Henry. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Mariota from the gun on third down. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. DJ Reader able to record his 5th sack of the season. On now is the Titans punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the gun, here's Watson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And it's 3rd down. That right there, his first incompletion so far in this game, Charles. He was 9 of 9 before that.
Yeah, I think that qualifies as being locked in. And then you have to ask him the question, so what caused the incompletion? Come on, man, get back on your game. Let's go.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Give me some. Give me some.
Watson off play action. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
You better bring it. Let me know.
10th carry now for McCoy. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Back at his own 49.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. They gonna need some therapy after this.
From the gun, Watson. He may try and run for this. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Out of his end zone, Mariota, incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mariota gives to Henry. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Back near his goal line, Mariota. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
On now is the Titans punter, as he's on here to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Fielded at the 20. Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into it. Not a good play at all.
Derrick Henry, and he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now here's a throw, and that's Taywan Taylor with it. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Mariota now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on 1st down. Here's Mariota. His throw incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. 1st down, Titans, gain of 12.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. Mariota now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Running from the gun with Henry. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
On 2nd and 12, Mariota. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Mariota. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. On now is the Titans punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
Back now in Houston. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's McCoy. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
He's going to have the first down past the 20. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. It's a big run there by McCoy, and even 60 yards.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So a slight improvement in field position, you might say, from inside their own 10 to this as they come up on first down. Watson hands this to Foreman. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time, and that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching, and there was another first down run right there.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
A carry for Foreman. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Here we go.
They'll try the air now with Watson. He's got Fuller. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Mike, 55.
Here's Watson to throw on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they keep handing it to him.
And the busy night for Henry continues. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10. So that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And you know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out. You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Give them 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down.
First down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Lewis here on first down. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Titans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Mariota to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On now is the Titans punter. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. That's taken in by Hansen, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Watson. And he fires one incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Go.
pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hansen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Body set. 19. 55. Yeah.
Now a first down throw. Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jeffrey Simmons racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Another try after the first down sack. Watson, and this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. They'll try and run for it with McCoy. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. So after the run by McCoy, here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll look to throw. And a catch made by Hopkins. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins. His 6th touchdown of the season, and the Texans have taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Set, move in. Hey, check. Watch out. Tight end right.
Here's Mariota. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Mariota going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. He's back to throw. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And, yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
One set. 19. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Put it down. Put it down. 55. Yeah, let's go sack lunch.
Now it's Watson. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
The Titans go victory formation as they take a knee.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And I tell you, these division games, never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you?
Yeah,
because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.
So for the Titans, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.